It's no surprise if the last lecture was on two-part forms, this would be on three-part forms, and we call those ternary forms. Ternary for three. I don't know the root of that word, but ternary is a three-part form, and you would think that would be perhaps ABC. Remember, two-part was AB. But once you start going A, B, C, D, E, we call that through composed. And so we don't really have a name for ABC, but we do have a name for A, B, back to A. That's our ternary form. Some books will actually tell you this is rondo form. I don't buy that. Trust me, it needs more than that. But nonetheless, ABA is very, very standard form in classical and in pop music. So just like before, the A could be open or closed, the B could be open or closed, the A could be a variant, but basically it's ABA, simple. Now, the form can get more complex. First of all, we can add the repeats, and these become just like the other one, what we call it, reprise, a three reprise form. That's not unusual like that. Notice this thing here where we end up with three repeats. That's going to be important in our next lecture because that's not obvious. It seems like it's obvious, but it's not. The other thing is that once composers have this, composers never feel locked into a form. They do all kinds of strange things. For example, they might put an introduction. They might. Or they might want to modulate here, and after A, they may have another section which is a transition. And it may in fact be that the repeat for B comes after the transition. They may stick something on the end. Anytime we put something on the end of a piece, we call it a coda. That's used to give us applause, right? We want to put that. So there's lots of these extenders. They're called auxiliary members in the book. I've never heard that term before, but I bet it's in common use now. I'm just really old. So there's these auxiliary members. We can put transitions in. We can put extra music between the parts. We can put stuff on either side, introductions and codas. But as long as the main themes are A, B, A, these other things are just auxiliary members. They don't affect the form. And one thing as we get better and better at form is we'll recognize what are the pillars, what's fundamental to the form, and what's auxiliary. What are just transitions and little emendations to the form. But basically, ABA, you got that as ternary form. I'll confuse you in the next lecture. This one was short.